Hey everybody, welcome back to Historical Light's nightly chat and toast. Alex Powers here from Historical Light, and got a wonderful guest with us this evening, Brother Seth Childers. If you don't mind, my brother, I'll pass it over to you so you can further introduce yourself.
Yeah, Seth Childers from Albert Pike Masonic Lodge, number 1169 in San Antonio, Texas. Hello, everybody, and hope you're staying safe out there. And Brother Alex, thank you for letting me come on and join with you. This looks like it's been a lot of fun, so thank you.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us, man. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Anytime.
Just 1 second here, getting the other screen pulled up so we can see everyone that's joining in with us this evening. And make sure if you guys joining with us, what is going on?
Are we losing them?
I don't know what's going on. If you guys continue, hold on just 1 second.
I don't know if you want me to fill in the gaps with any entertainment. I don't have any of my own. I don't know any good jokes.
I've got a black screen here. If we're live, guys, I
you.
really apologize. You can still see me. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I can't see a dang thing.
Flying blind, Alex.
Oh, we got a visual. Well, if you guys, follow Historical Light, this is nothing new. I'm losing the screen again. We have had technical difficulties like you wouldn't believe, but we're going to make it through. Got some laughing faces coming up. Glad you guys are enjoying it.
Did you toast a little early before we got on?
Yeah, I know, right? It seems like our computer sure has. All right, well, we got my wife on here, of course, sharing everything out for us. Brother Scott Mead, Brother Noli, Brother Rolling. Hey, brother, good to see you. Brother Staley, Brother Bratson. Awesome. Got a whole bunch of guys pouring in here. Appreciate you joining us once again. Yeah. If you've joined us every night, you know the deal. First time around for you. Historical Light is a Masonic history podcast, but we've been coming on through this time of quarantine to do our traditional Masonic toast every evening at 9 p.m. For a chance to bring everybody together, but in true fashion with Historical Light. We want to take a little time to share some history. So we come on here about 8:45, chat with the brothers, share a little bit of history, and then wrap things up with a traditional toast at 9 p.m. So had our wonderful guest on here, Seth, volunteered to come on tonight and share our toast with us this evening. So how you doing, brother?
You know, I'm doing very well. With everything that's going on, it's kind of, you get wrapped up in the worry of the day. And of course, if you're working and kind of really lucky enough to work right now, you kind of get caught up in that. And, getting together with brothers, whether, it's just calling them on the phone or tonight doing this, is kind of become the highlight. And I am glad for one that I'm kind of getting back to that. Sometimes masonry can be the same thing where it's just lodge. And this is different. This actually feels, when we're doing these types of stuff, feels more like brothers, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a FaceTime and stuff, because we're not just doing lodge business. We're actually saying, hey, how are you doing? So again, Alex, thank you for doing this.
Oh, no, man. Thank you guys for joining in and taking part. That's what it's all about, community effort, right? But no, I totally agree with what you're saying, man. It really didn't strike me until earlier this week, just how much I'm actually missing lodge. I'm one that's very digital minded. So in the beginning, it's like, oh man, this is cool. No worries, all good. But these last few days is kind of like, I'd really like to see my brothers in person. But I think the blessing, kind of what you were saying there, that's going to come out of this is, and we've talked about this a few nights in a row now, just how this whole quarantine has kind of put life in check mentally of, just slowing down a little bit, getting back to the basics, enjoying life a little bit more. And I'm personally excited to see how that rolls in to going back into physical lodge meetings. And, hopefully my hope is that it brings that more personal connection, that more personal intent, instead of just showing up to a lodge meeting, sitting there, twiddling your thumbs or whatever and going home, to actually, join in, be one with your brothers, and truly appreciate that time for what it is. Now that we've all, they say you don't know what you lose, or you don't know what you have until you lose it. I think going back and having that again will kind of be a reality check for some. For me personally, I know it will indeed. I'm already experiencing that. So
No doubt. And I think that our first lodge meeting back, and I don't know if you agree with this, Alex, when we kind of get back under a roof, is going to be one of our most important nights back, because there's going to be
oh
brothers
yeah.
there who may have been away for a while, but they've been cooped up for a while with this.
Hmm.
And what an excuse to, hey, I'm going to get out and see people and see my brothers. Number one, we need to make sure, I think, when we have that, hopefully that packed house, right? That we
Yeah.
make efforts to connect with those brothers we haven't seen and just kind of tell them, man, I've missed you. And,
Oh, definitely.
bring them back in. So I think the very first meeting back is going to be probably a very important one.
For sure. And if it's not coming off that way, make sure you take the initiative to make it that, because um, this does need to be that time of reality, of deepness, and just growing those connections and showing these brothers what it was and what it can still be. Um, I'll say one important aspect that I was surprised of and excited about is our lodge 2 weeks ago did our first, not virtual meeting, but virtual meetup. So we can't hold business, but our Grand Lodge is now encouraging us to do virtual get-togethers to still stay in touch with the brothers, and
Yeah.
you still chat about lodge, just nothing official. But so we did one. I held one over our Zoom account and sent it out to all the brothers. And the first guy that joined in, I didn't know who the heck he was. I recognized the face, but he's not one that ever attends lodge. I think I'd met him one time a long time ago, and he was the first one to hop on there, an older guy too. And so that really excited me. I was like, oh wow, this can
Yep.
really be an opportunity to retouch with some of those guys that maybe have just been out so long they kind of feel out of loop enough to show up to lodge.
There you go.
But maybe this is that comfortable medium that we can gain and build those relationships. And then when it comes back time, get those guys back in the door with us. So if you got some guys that don't come to lodge regularly, I don't know, do an experiment. Let's see if this is a way to work them back in, because that was really exciting to me. And I'm looking forward to this Thursday, see if we can get another few guys that don't normally show up to join us virtually and have a chat.
All right. Yeah, you're going to have to update us how that goes on the nightly toast. Just kind of.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do. We got brother Chris Neely writing in here, says masonry is built upon relationships. When we neglect that, masonry suffers. Excellent. Yeah, 100%, brother. We've got brother Thomas Bowen says, I miss lodge meetings and fellowship with the brothers. Hey, likewise, 100%.
Oh yeah.
So my brother, what you toasting with this evening?
All right. Well, I've got a single malt Scotch whiskey that's 15 years old. It's the Macallan. It's triple cask, which I've never had a triple cask Scotch. So it's first started off in a European sherry cask and oak cask, and then onto an American, and then it's finished off and I don't know how many years in each one, but with a bourbon barrel. And I'm really a big fan of bourbon. So and I like Scotch. So I get a lot of bourbon notes off this thing. It's very smoky, very leathery, but smooth at the same time, with a little bit of citrus, maybe even a little chocolate hint. So it's wonderful. It's got a good amber color. Yeah, it's yummy. I've taken a couple sips while we've been here, but I'm trying to save as much as I can for the toast. But I'll probably have another one. What are you drinking with?
I'm still working my way through this Powers whiskey. So we picked this up about a week ago. First time I'd ever drank it. As we were talking about in the pre-show, I'm really not much of a drinker whatsoever. The only times I've ever really drank was at like a Grand Lodge table lodge or something like that. So a toast every night's been interesting, but we keep it small, so nothing too much to worry about. But yeah, still working our way through this, and I don't know, maybe we'll make it up to the store this week and try something new. I've got a few on my list that everyone has been throwing out different names and stuff like that, so might have to try a few.
The only kind thing to do, if they're throwing out names of something you should try, is for them to just provide it to you.
I think so. Yeah. So we will accept those donations.
All right.
Now,
what history do you have for us? Do you have some history tonight for us?
Yeah. Let me actually, why don't you go ahead. You had a pretty cool item. Go ahead and share that, and I'm gonna try to pull up a picture and see if we have time to share both here. But go
All right,
ahead
I'll
with
go quick.
yours.
And this was mostly, and I know Robert's traveling, and we hope that he's having good, safe travels up to Alaska. But brethren, this is a beehive, and that would really mean something to him. But my mentor made this for me, and it's got a lid that comes off, and it fits perfectly a cannon down into it. And then we will transport these once a year in our lodge, because my mentor, he makes a few of these for the brethren, and we will take those to a Jack Ball lecture. And Jack Ball was a past master of Albert Pike Lodge, and of course, the Grand Master of the state of Texas. And so once a year, we have a Jack Ball lecture, and that's just really, really cool. And it's one of my favorite pieces in my office. And so it just reminds me of him and masonry all the time. So
That is fantastic. So you said your mentor actually, did he hand make that?
he did in his wood shop and behind his house. So
That is very, very cool. I love that. All right, let me see here. I'm going to move this to full screen, and we're going to try to share. Let me find where I saved this file. So I was digging through our Grand Lodge archives today, and they had a whole bunch of pictures in there, and I came across a Grand Master's jewel for a brother, or a most worshipful brother, J.H. McCall. He was a 33rd degree, but he had a very interesting past master's jewel. Now I was chatting with our Grand Secretary, Most Worshipful Bloom, and he was sharing with me that pretty much all the Grand Masters through the years have used the same design, which is the one that they have currently. But in the early on years, the Grand Lodge actually wouldn't purchase those jewels for him. The Grand Master would pay for and purchase his own Grand Master's jewel. Still, a lot of those were the same style, but this particular brother had his custom made, and I just thought it was fantastic. Bloom was sharing with me that it's one of the more unique ones they have, so they still have that in their collection to this day. But I'm going to share this image. Let me know if you can see that.
I do see it.
All right, so right off the bat, the thing that caught me was the colorful stones. Now we see in here, they've got blue, red, and green stones going all throughout. And I'm not 100% sure. I tried to touch with Bloom just specifically on that. First of all, if there was a meaning that was recorded behind these stones, or the color choice, and then the particular scheme that we see them in. I mean, I was trying to look at it before, and I don't know that there is particular like symbology behind the schemes. We see down at the bottom how they got blue, green, red going through, but then up top it's blue, red, green. But I think it's more the colors that meant something to them. Obviously, with the evergreen, that would be one symbology there, and then we have the blue and red throughout the lodges, blue lodges and Royal Arch.
Yeah.
But just the colorful stones in there really struck me, and I just thought it was gorgeous. So I'm still kind of looking in onto what exactly his intentions or desire was to share when he had this custom made. But if anyone out there might happen to know some symbolism that would fit in here, let us know, obviously, if that fits into the public comments. But if it doesn't, let me know directly, because I'm really, really curious, and I just think it's a gorgeous jewel. So I'm hoping to find out more about it and more about his intentions behind how he had that put together.
That was a great piece. It looks great, and just to know the history behind where it came from is just kind of as pretty as the jewel itself, right? Knowing who had it,
Oh yeah,
how they wore it, and stuff like that.
definitely, definitely. Well, my brother, we are upon the hour of 9 p.m. So I want to thank you, first of all, for volunteering to come on and share some words with us for a toast this evening. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to you while I fill my glass.
All right, you're very welcome. Now, the high bar has been set from your past guest as far as toasts go, and I'm not going to be able to wane so eloquently, but I do have some words. And thank you for letting me share the beehive that I was given by my mentor, because tonight's toast is to our Masonic mentors. At its core, mentors become our trusted advisors when we have questions concerning masonry, right? They're the first person we usually go to, certainly early on in our journey. And that's going to mean a bunch of different things to different people. But to me, it's how selfless they are with their time and making themselves available to you. And when they support and advise us, they do it when we need it. And, they deliver that support in a way that makes sense on our level, and always keeping our confidences on the square. So let's raise a glass of our chosen fermented beverage and toast our Masonic mentors. Without them, our world would be a much darker place. With a brother helping you along the way, anything is possible. Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. I think our mentors live that in their life every day. The mentors.
Our mentors. Fantastic, brother. Very, very true, man. And how cool is that? I'm sure you had that worked out, but to be able to share a piece from your mentor that's really, really well done and so unique. And, if you're watching tonight, brother, props to you. That is a fantastic piece, and so descriptive as well. But to be able to do such an elegant toast to our mentors and have that piece to connect it through is really special. Thank you for bringing that on tonight, brother.
Anytime.
Well, I really appreciate you joining us. I really appreciate everyone who's joining us this evening and every night. If you were with us in the beginning, we were struggling with keeping our screen on there. You know that we're doing these every night, or for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we don't have to do it too long. But join us at 8:45 to 9 p.m. Central Standard, and we're going to be sharing a little bit of history, chatting with the brothers, and then ending it with our traditional 9 p.m. toast. So until tomorrow, stay safe, be well, take a little time to save history. We'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.